logical and they are easily outlined. Now, this briefing of the Bible book is by J. Vernon McGee and not me. Paul is logical in Ephesians, and John is logical in Revelations. John was told to write the things he had seen, uh, of things that are, and of things that will be. Almost sounds like the ghost of Christmas, past, present, and future. There is, wonder if he modeled that after that. There is a clear for threefold division. That is, the person who wrote the Christmas Carol modeled it after Revelations. And the book is arranged according to sevens. You couldn't find anything better than that. The epistle to the Ephesians is very logical. Of the 6 chapters, the first 3 are about the heavenly calling of the church and are doctrinal. The last 3 are about the earthly conduct of the church, which is very practical. You see, the church has a head, and the head of the church is Christ, and He is in heaven. We are identified with Him, but the feet of the church are down here on earth. Paul won't let us sit down there in the heavenlies. He says, walk worthy of the vocation wherewith ye are called, Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 1. In other words, Christian, it's nice to sit up there in the heavenlies and boast of our position in Christ. But for goodness sake, get down out of your high chair and start walking. We need to remember that in Paul's day, believers were walking in a pagan society in the Roman world. The first half is doctrinal and the last half is practical, which makes a very logical division in the book. We need both. We are not to live in the first 3 chapters only. They are wonderful, but the message must get down here where we live, down where the rubber meets the road. The doctrinal section is also very logical. In chapter 1, the church is a body. In chapter 2, the church is a temple. In chapter 3, the church is a mystery. When we get to the practical section, we find that we find in chapter 4 that the church is a new man. The church is to exhibit something new in the world, walking through the world as a new man. In chapter 5, the church will be a bride. Don't get the idea that the church is a bride now. The church is not the bride today. Paul wrote in 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 2, "For I have espoused you to one husband, that I may present you as a chaste virgin to Christ." In effect, he says, I'm getting you engaged to Christ today, and someday the church will be his bride. In chapter 6, the church is a soldier, a wag who heard me give this outline, said to me that that's interesting. The church will uh, the church will be the bride, you say. The church is a soldier. In a lot of marriages today, marriages down here, they get married and then the fighting starts. Well, that is not the way Paul meant it. He was being very practical. The church is a soldier and there is an enemy to be fought. There is a battle going on in this world. The bugle has sounded. We need to stand for God today. Now, he has